Let's go ahead and get started there, everybody. Welcome back to another 1 p.m. PST YouTube stream. I'm your host, Strangebird Jim, and today we got some more Pega certification studying to do. We have, we're going to be getting more into the Unreal Engine. We have some videos to make public. I've uploaded everything, recently, so um, obviously got, a few more videos to put out there, but, that shouldn't take too long with YouTube's studio system. So, that's fantastic. And then, of course, later on tonight, we got a continuation of the Lego Movie video game. Um, we'll see if I get hit with some more copyrights on it. Probably will. Not much I can really do about it. If they are continuing to put in more uh, movie elements into it, then there's not much I can really do. So, um, so yeah, I think that's about it in terms of the plans for today. For those of you that are, coming on by, just for the, Pega video, if you're watching this later, or you're coming on to the stream for the very first time, thank you once again for um, you know supporting me in this continued journey. Now, you know, if you're watching this specifically with Pega in mind, I don't know exactly you know what you want to get out of it, but let me explain who I am, why I'm doing these videos, and what you should expect out of them. So first off, I'm currently an unemployed software developer whose last job was working with the Pega environment. Now, I was brought into a group of like 20 or so peers, all with various backgrounds, obviously. Um, and we were trained by, an authorized training partner from that company itself. Um, they train, you know, well, they tried to train us in what, Pega was all about, but was doing a really, you know, bad job of it, in my opinion, and others, because a lot of us, if not the majority of us, went self-study. We did not appreciate the training whatsoever, so we pretty much went self-study on it. We would ask questions and they weren't being answered, and so, or he would just skip sections altogether. Um, he would tell our tester that, or our knowledge tester, that we had, covered a section, but we didn't. So, he would ask us questions that we didn't know anything about, and so even his coworkers knew that he was messing up. So it wasn't just it wasn't just us that knew about the problems. So, God damn it, I need to blow my nose again. Hold on a second, be right back. With it being such cold weather. All right. Um. So, needless to say, it wasn't the greatest. Um. The one and only time that I took the certification for 8.6, I was already full self-study at that point, and I had not had enough time to study all the material that they wanted me to learn, so it was clear to me that I was going to fail it. But, I still put my best foot forward on it, but, still failed on it. Um, uh, got, missed six more questions than the minimum. So, I there wasn't anything I could do about it. It was also concerning the fact that, the 8.6 certification also had Pega 7 questions in there. Um, Pega 7 keywords that our trainer did not, inform us about or, talk to us about. So even that was um, an oversight. You know, um, it's a good idea to kind of cover some of the older subject material because you never know what you might expect when you actually get out there in the real world. Okay, you might actually talk with um, professionals that you know don't know that keywords have changed over time. So um, so while it might be a good thing to learn, um, it was quite frustrating at the time to that we were kind of facing Pega 7 questions on the certification test. So, um, now know that, I'm not an authorized training partner and this is not meant for an instructor-led training. Okay. I'm trying to learn, to get my certification much like anybody else. If you feel, um, if you want to, you can go for the instructor-led training. It's like a 2-week course, but it's for like $5,000. Okay. Not cheap. Or at least not cheap for me. Um, so, you know, um, if you do go for the instructor-led training that is hosted by the Pega Academy itself, make sure that you take a lot of notes, take a lot of video recordings, ask a lot of questions because, um, 2 weeks is not a lot of time to uh, for all the material that they're going to throw at you. Okay, so it is going to be a jam-packed information. Your mind is probably going to blow up because of you know, the sheer amount of information that they're going to be giving you. So be prepared that you are going to be inundated with a lot of information in a short amount of time. So, um, but hopefully it's enough for you to get your certification. So, if that's your end goal, then obviously shoot for that. But the system architect is my goal, getting that certification, and so we're going to continue towards that goal. Now, the business architect, I've already covered. Okay, I've already covered the two missions and two modules here, concerning the business architect. So, if you are working towards the business architect, then I would suggest that you go to my playlist that I have specifically for the Pega certification. Um, and you can go through the two missions and two modules that I've already kind of covered. Okay, so just know that these two modules here are barely touching the surface of the Pega Express delivery, so I would recommend that you go through the Pega Express delivery mission to prepare yourself for everything that you are going to be experiencing with the business architect certification. And this is 12% of your full grade, so make sure that you are very much aware of what it is. Otherwise, you know, and instead of getting 100% on your test, you're going to be looking at 88 maximum percentage. So you're already at a disadvantage if you do not take this seriously. So, but we're going to continue with the system architect. And they say I have 8 hours and 30 minutes, but really it's a lot longer than that, in my opinion. Um, Still haven't received any email concerning the UI form, so that's still on hold. We have the challenge that we're going to be going through today. We have one, two, three more topics. Well, well, modules that have topics in them. Obviously, this one's going to take a while. Um, then you have 1, 2, 3 more challenges. Um, so, um, so yeah, one would think, you know, this might take, 6, you know, modules and challenges left. So, maybe about 6 hours, but it probably won't be. I mean, the fact that you have 6 topics here for an hour and 5 minutes, there's going to be a lot there that we're going to be going through. So I would figure 6 topics. So, probably a good 6 hours there of content that we're probably going to be covering. Maybe, maybe it's, some of the topics are going to be like, hey, here's some challenge steps that you can do or something like that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Then we're going to be going on to the system architect exercise, which, 15 tasks, 3 hours. This is going to be a full stream here. We're probably not going to be doing any kind of Unreal when we get to this particular topic. And then after that, we will be doing the system architect mission test, which will be, not only all of these modules, and challenges, but it will also cover the low-code app builder and low-code app builder extended. Okay, so this entire 2 missions, 26 modules, and 23 challenges are going to be covered by the mission test at the very end. Now, here's the problem that I have with these mission tests. Okay, these mission tests take questions that are already created from the modules. Okay, so you're going to see a lot of repeats um, in these mission tests. I really wish that they didn't. I really wish that they didn't they weren't like, full on lazy and just repeat the questions over and over and over again. I really wish that they would kind of create additional questions that they would, throw at you in the mission test, that you may, experience in the certification exam itself, you know. But in my experience so far, just with the, you know, previous 2 missions here, that's not the case. They will, they will basically give you questions that are, um, you know, given to you either via the topic itself, you know, like maybe the end question at the very end there, or they will throw the module quiz and all their questions that they give at for the module quiz at you. You know, don't really know. Um, um, you know, I won't make an assumption as to what you might face on the mission test. Okay, but I don't think they haven't changed their style of it. So it's just going to be basically repeat questions. That's not going to help you on the certification exam. Okay, you're gonna need to be prepared to, make sure that you understand the material that we have covered throughout all this. Now, obviously, um, the fact that I've been very lengthy in my coverage of the system architect, I know, I get you. Um, I mean, let me see. How many videos have I released so far concerning the Pega content? Um, we're getting close to a year. since this started this journey. Now, obviously, there was a time where I took a major break, you know, last year because I was dealing with a lot of frustrations. Um, but you know, it, I can see here that you know it's mentioning the fact that I have 162 videos, you know, um, through it all. Now, um, so far I have released up to 156 parts. So obviously there's some repeats in there a little bit, but I mean 156 videos that are pretty much an hour long. Yeah. Um, just bear in mind that, that's not an easy course to get through. Okay. So, you know, which is quite interesting because, you know, when you look at their, Pega Platform 23, they say, hey, it's only going to take you one day, 20 hours, and 35 minutes. So, grand total of 44 hours of time, you know, is what they say that it's going to take you to get through that. No. Um, or at least it was never that way for me. Um, because you have to be prepared that you're going to want to study the material more. You're going to want to learn the material more. So, sure, they may say, hey, it might take you, it'll take you 44 hours to get through it. Yeah, maybe if you're a speed reader and you don't want to, maybe if you have like, you know, uh, a memory that takes everything in, then that's great. Congratulations. Hopefully your short-term memory turns into long-term memory fairly easily. Um, but, for others, such as myself, um, you're going to need to put in the work for it. You're going to need to put in a lot of time to study. Okay. Cover back over the material, go through the mock exams, um, cover topics that you struggled with, whatever. Okay. Um, so, um, now, thankfully, if you miss any questions on the system architect, they will tell you what sections you struggled with. And I would almost recommend that if you don't really know an answer, get the wrong answer. Just so you can go back to that particular module or challenge and go back over the material at hand. Because you're going to want to study up on that a little bit more. Okay? You know, but, let's get into this challenge at least. We'll finish this one up. I'll go ahead and initialize the instance there. It's just a one task, which, they say is going to be, fairly easy, but we'll see. We're not going to use the challenge walkthrough unless, of course, they make a lot of mistakes in the steps in the task. Like if they, for some reason had like, steps 2 and 3 here completely missing or something like that. And you're like, wait, how did they get to step 4? Then obviously, that's when I will use the challenge walkthrough myself. Um, but more often than not, the detailed tasks are easy enough to understand that you can get through it properly. So hopefully you're good with that. So Now, the scenario in this particular case is GoGo Road provides roadside assistance services. For the roadside assistance case type, a driver selects the payment type, credit card or cash. The default payment type is credit card. When the driver changes the payment type, the auditing team wants the record to record the change in the case history for availability during the potential audit. Configure the GoGo Road application to record changes to the payment type field in the assistance request case type. So we'll take down the password there. Instance is ready. So let's go ahead and load that up. Okay, there's author, there's password. Logging in. Now that's going to take a little bit of time, but um, so um, hmm. Okay. Now here's the thing. Um, the once again, they really give you the bare minimum of this particular work. Okay. They're not giving you you know, a lot to really work with here. They're just basically saying, here's the bare minimum that you need to know in order to get the job done. Okay. But when you're outside, in the real world, working with other professionals and stuff like that, when they say, hey, you know, I need you to do a field audit on this particular value, or on um, the embedded data, you know, for the payment type or something like that, then you better be prepared to be able to go, oh yeah, I know what that, how to get there and how to do it. So, you know, okay. So in App Studio from navigation pane, click case types and assistance request to open an assistance request case type. So, we're not changing to Dev Studio or anything along those lines. We're just going to the assistance request, you know, and here we are. Now, most likely they'll want me to go to settings. Yep, so click settings and then auditing. So settings window, obviously there's a lot of additional information that they give here. So, but we're going to go to auditing. So, turn on the enable field audit switch to display the field section. In the list of fields, select the payment type checkbox. So, first off, we need to enable it. And then here's all the different types of fields, the embedded data and whatnot, but they just want us to click on the payment type pick list and that's it. Um, so, you know, if they, so like if you wanted to do more that, for the payment information, which let's hold off on that for right now. Let's just get through this part. We're just doing save. And then we're doing the save and run to check to see whether or not we are indeed, saving the payment type there. So, all right, it's done saving. So we'll do the save and run. Technically we shouldn't, it shouldn't necessarily matter if we click save. If we click the save and run, it should do the same exact thing. So, but okay, so we're just gonna continue, complete all required fields. Make sure that we select, FJames or H. Thomas to ensure that we get to the enter payment information step. So we need to get to the enter payment information form. So there's that. No required information there. Doesn't matter. Model year. Subaru. Oh, okay. And they made sure it made model be required. Okay, interesting. Okay, here's the payment information. So on the enter payment information form from the payment type dropdown, select cash and then click submit. So we're selecting cash and then we click submit. All right, so now we are, continuing on with the service side of things. So from the actions menu, select view history to view the case history. So actions, view history. Now, there's a lot of information here there. So in the history module, click field history, the one right in the center there, to view the changes to the payment type field. So there we go. So payment type. So initially it was set to credit card for the default, and then we changed the default to the cash value. So verify the changes to the payment type field are recorded. So, and we did. So everything is good there. Once again, they're not testing the challenge, which I find unfortunate, but it is what it is. Now, we're done with that. So, um, let's see about um, going back to the assistance request real quick. To show the selecting the embedded data. So we're going back to settings. We're going back to auditing. It's been enabled. We have the payment type there. Let's go ahead and select the payment information there, and let's just say, let's go with the card type on that. So, and now we'll save and run. Notice how it has the one field selected there. So we're going to do another round. We'll pick a different name this time. Pick a different year, different make, different model. And then we're going to do, just huge number that, doesn't really mean anything. So there we go. Click submit. Once again, we're back here. We go back to history, field history. All right. I was about to say, I'm like, wait, when you see the field history, it's like new old value, new value. Wait, but something was changed in there. But obviously they can't necessarily show you, everything inside the payment information because it's an embedded field, right? And has a lot of it's an object that has multiple different fields to it. So, you know, but you can't necessarily click on payment type here. There's nothing else to it. It's just, here's an old value, here's the new value, blah blah blah. So, I like the fact that they do have the ability to click out, and even though technically they didn't necessarily show the fact that it was, an actual link to start off with. So, but there you go. There's the old value that didn't have anything before, and now you have a new value of MasterCard in there. So, so hopefully that's, helpful for you, in the future. Um, but that's going to be it for today's challenge. So, we're going to go ahead and close on down here. Um, so, uh, we're gonna go ahead and close the video down here pretty quick. I need to use the restroom before my friend comes on in for some Unreal studying. Um, but I hope that you found this helpful, informative, um, short challenge there. But we'll be moving on to the next topic tomorrow, so stick around for that one. I know that it's been a long journey, um, doing these, you know, daily Pega certifications. I hope that you appreciated them. Um, I know that it's been a really, um, it's been a journey, to say the least, to get to this point where I feel like I've covered the entire material at this point now. Now it's just a matter of making sure that, I get the room prepped for the certification exam, and I do a lot of um, studying to tackle it myself. Um, so be prepared for that. But that's going to be it for today's session. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you all next time.